Alright, apologies if you can hear my fan. It is currently hot where I'm at, and I need the fan to stay cool, so apologies about that. Anyway, welcome to day 2 of Transformers Autobots, Transformers Siege Weaponizer Week. This time, we will be taking a look at SixGun. I already did a review on COG, so please check that out. But without further delay, let's get a closer look at SixGun. Alright, so here is SixGun in his aircraft mode? I don't know what to call this, honestly. But let's get a close-up on the paint. So his cockpit is done in silver. He's got a little bip here for some reason. His very obvious head is right there. What will form the arms are very obvious, and so are the legs. But that's neither here nor there. Here is the undercarriage of the plane, or whatever the hell you want to call this. And here is the top view. Bring the camera up slightly so you can get a better look. So, yeah. There's SixGun. And he can whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Anyway. So, there's SixGun. Now, let's transform him. So, much like COG, he does parts form. So, rip off the red pistols, take off what will be the arms, pull off this white piece, and that's pretty much it. Everything else wants to stay put together. Granted, there's only like this. You can take the guns off. You can take these off, but I personally like to leave them on, but I will take them off later just to demonstrate he can hold them. Anyway, so to transform this piece, you want to untab the legs from these tabs right there. And there are the tab holes. Bring the legs up. Turn the legs around. And then flip them up. Body can now stand. And then you want to bring these all the way back. However, you do want to have the outermost two up, like so. And just because, let's pick on these red guns already. So, next, this peg will plug into this port right up here. Like so. And it'll fit perfectly. That tab will tab into that tab hole right where my finger is on both sides. And then these pegs will come down. This can be folded down. This can be folded down. The arms will peg in with this port into that peg. Do the same on the other side. And then turn the head. And there is SixGun in his robot mode. And SixGun is a pretty cool robot, if I'm being honest. Much better than COG, in my honest opinion. You can also just lean these forward a bit. But anyway, let's get a close-up here on the head sculpt. Blue visor, white mask, and he kind of has like a crown-ish for shape for the head. But yeah. So he's got a mixture of white and red, with some silver on the feet. So there he is from the front, from the side, from the back, and there you go. So articulation, much like COG, arms can do a full 360, but be careful. You do have elbow bend, rotation, leg can go up that far, back all the way. You do have a bend at the knee. You do have ankle tiltage and then toe movement, but that's more so for transformation because it bends down like that. And head obviously does a full 360 as well. So, where are SixGun's weapons? Well, obviously there are these tiny red pistols and then these guns as well, which you can just give to him. And let's get a closer look. If he wants to stand up straight, a closer look at his gun. So much like with COG, it's just a black pistol. That's all black plastic, no paint, but it does have a ton of molded detail in it. And there you are. So he too can pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang. So, for size comparison, here he is with COG. So you can see how the both look together. And here he is with our model for the day, Skytread. Alright, so SixGun has a couple of party tricks when it comes to him being a weaponizer, and it's really fucking cool. So, as always, we are going to dismember him. Fold the guns back. Take these off. Take off the arms. Take off his chest. And rip off his legs. So you're left with all these pieces. So, there's a bunch of different things you can do with SixGun. And obviously, as his name implies, he has 6 guns. You have these 2 black guns, these 2 tiny pistols, and then his legs. But I wouldn't call these guns, I would call them cannons. Anyway. So let's bring out our model. And we're going to use these cannons as shoes. So just have them laying flat with the peg facing up. Plug it in. Plug it in. And there you are. Now, for something really cool, we're going to take these... Now, for something really cool, we're going to take these 2 pieces. So we're going to revert the chest part back into its original form. However, we're going to wrap these around and then open this, because that has a port. And the chest here has a peg that you're going to have to get with your nail. Oh, come on. There we go. And then you just want to have the barrel relaxed, like that. And then his waist can actually bend down. And then peg meets peg hole. And then that peg will go into the arm. And there you have big hand mode. But obviously we can... you can also use the wings instead for extra guns. But let's just plug the wings on. And then just bend the arm, because why not? Bend the arm. And then, like... bring the wings back, plug the red guns in, and then have them bending that way. And then plug these, because why the hell not, into the fists. Move them back. And there's just one configuration that you can do with them. So, big hand mode, which is kind of cool. But another thing you can do with SixGun that I personally like doing, instead, take these off, take these off. These guns are going to have to come off. Relax the wings. Revert him pseudo back to vehicle mode. Plug the wings in, and you have a perfect jetpack you can plug in to the back of any of the bots that have a port in the back. It does make him top heavy though, so you are going to want to bring him forward a bit. And you're only left with these 3 red pieces, and you can't really do much of anything because then he'll just be very top heavy. So you can like plug that back in, relax that, plug it into his hand, and you have a gun. Like a 4-barrel gun. And then you have these red guns wherever you want to have them. But, yeah, that's one configuration you can do with SixGun, where he's a jetpack. And that has been my video on Transformers Siege, Weaponizer, SixGun.